Hello, Encounter. Good morning. Welcome to our daily devotional. I want to share with you a passage from the Gospel of John, chapter 15, verse 5 says, I am the vine, you are the branches. If a man remains in me and I in him, he will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing. We've been talking a lot about justice, and particularly around the area of racial inequality and what does it mean to the work of justice, and we've said a lot of things of practical steps that we can do. And the one final thing I want to say on this before we move to the next topic is when it comes to us being Christians, there's a very present danger that we focus on the work of justice more than we focus on the God of justice. There are a lot of things that are wrong, and there's always like a new fact, a new thing, something else to be outraged about, some non-profit to share light on, or new effort to kind of like try to push for, and that's important. That's something that we can do. But in this passage, Jesus is talking to his disciples, saying, "Listen, if you are going to do anything," and Jesus has like this big mission for his disciples, right? He's about to send them into the world to spread the gospel. He says, if you're going to do anything, you have to stay connected to me. And then he uses this metaphor of like being a vine, kind of like a vine is like the tree where we get grapes for wine. And you're like the branches of the tree. He's basically saying like, you cannot produce the fruit that you need to produce unless you're connected to the vine, unless you're connected to me. And I think there's an application to that in the terms of justice that we're talking about. That the ultimate fruit of justice that we want to see, we'll only see it if we remain connected to Jesus Christ. Yesterday was the funeral of John Lewis, and I don't know if you were catching any of it online, and I tried to pick up a little bit of some of the eulogies and things that were said. And one of the fascinating things was how much his faith kept coming up again and again and again. When President Bush gets up, he talks about his faith. When President Obama gets up, he talks about his faith. And it's this idea that John Lewis had a faith that was so profound that fueled the work that he was doing. That the work of he was doing, the sacrifices that he made, the things that he endured, he didn't just endure it in a vacuum because he was this very brave man that he was. But there was something deeper than that. The thing that helped him not give into violence, right? His commitment to non-violence throughout the whole time, his commitment to love, his commitment to hope, to reconciliation, to the beloved community that Dr. King used to talk about. Where does that come from? That comes from his connection to God. I am the vine, you are the branches. Separated from me, you can do nothing. You see what I'm saying? And the thing is that it's very easy for us to just focus on the problem and to give our energies to that. And listen, it might be racial reconciliation. It might be another issue that you're passionate about. And you just give your energy to that. Or you just keep your focus on what's wrong and just like kind of like that anger you and like feed your emotions. And if that's not also then kind of like balanced by a robust relationship with God, by a life of worship and intimacy and discipleship, this thing here is gonna crush you. It's actually either gonna make you bitter and jaded and disappointed. It will lead you maybe to make compromises that you shouldn't have made. It might even lead you to like darker paths because the presence and the force of Jesus isn't involved in what you're doing. And this part, like the other end of it, is that the work of justice, whether it's around this area or whatever, it's ultimately a work that we can't fully carry out or fulfill. Like, I hate to break it to you, but like, you can't fix racism. I can't, okay? And there's all these people that have come before us, they haven't been able to fully figure it out. And I'm not entirely sure that we can fully figure it out on this side of eternity. But without wanting to sound kind of like a Hallmark card, Jesus can. The part of the element of believing is that we believe that Jesus will ultimately fix everything that's broken and heal everything that needs to be healed. So to be the people of God, to be the people of Jesus, the follow Jesus, is to become people that believe that Jesus is carrying on that work. And if you're not connected to Jesus, and if you're not reminding yourself of that constantly, then you're going to be very, very disappointed. So perhaps the best thing we can do today for the cause of justice is to spend time with Jesus. The best thing we can do today for whatever injustice, whatever thing that frustrates us, that makes us angry, is not to do another post, is not to share something else, not to march. It's pray. It's to seek God. Because Jesus is the vine, we're the branches. And separated from Him, we can do nothing. You pray with me. God, we come before you this morning, convinced of the fact that we can't do anything separated from you. And seeking, Lord, that your Spirit would draw us close to you. That your Spirit, God, would remind us of your presence. And that out of that relationship, out of that communion with you, you would guide our steps into the things that you want us to do. Thank you, God. Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you this Sunday for church. Grace and peace.